Welcome back to Remake TV. You're watching What's Going On. I'm Jasmine Bone, and we have Hal joining us in the studio. So if you've seen A&E Storage Wars, you know that there's some great stuff going on in there. We find some interesting stuff in the storage lockers, but there's so much more to the business than that. So Hal, before the break, we were talking about how you got here. Now, what's coming up for you guys? I know you're building a new facility.
As I mentioned, we are now doing interior demolition and building on a facility on Western Road,
okay.
2 blocks north of St. Clair.
Okay.
And as I also mentioned before, it'll be quite unique because we'll have the 2 drive-throughs with trucks and cars. I mean, semi-trucks can drive through the building. The roll-up doors are 14 feet by 14 feet. And at the same time, when we try to do, well, not we try, we do civic events with the neighborhood.
Yeah, we mentioned you're very involved
about Leaside. We have Halloween parties that are benefit parties in our Scarborough location. We also had a party this summer, or excuse me, it was last summer at Scarborough. We had burgers for free hamburgers, and we had exhibitors there, and we were giving all that money to a Camp Bucko, which is a camp that is for the benefit of burned children. They go to in the summer.
Okay.
And that's a charity we support. And then we also had a big event at the Laird facility last summer. It was an event that we co-hosted with TD Bank and with Patrick Rocca, who's the leading local real estate, and with Value Mart, which is a local supermarket. And the Value Mart people came in, boy, they had their burgers and their cookers and everything, and we raised money for the Leaside Arena. So we try to, well, here again, we don't try to, we do it, we try hard to do things in the community because we are part of the family. And if we're, I think if you're making your living off of a community, you should give to that community. We try whenever possible, as far as tradespeople and buying things for our facilities, we try to buy within that community because that's the community that's supporting us.
Well, it's definitely much appreciated, essentially, since you came here not originally being part of the community, but I think now you really are, and you really are contributing to it. So are there any other events coming up for you guys?
Well, we'll be having a very big grand opening at the Weston site in 3 months or so. So that'll be an event. I can't think of any other events. We'll have an event again this summer at the Scarborough facility for Camp Bucko. And then also, in the spring, I and All Canadian are going to co-sponsor a cigar and single malt whiskey party at the Cherry Street Cafe, Cherry Street Restaurant.
So this is not just, I mean, it's great that you're involved with charity events for the kids, but you have events for all ages as well. Oh
yeah, well what we'll do on the Cherry Street Restaurant event, the Cherry Street Restaurant's putting in their food at cost, the cigar people putting in their cigars at cost, and the wine and liquor people at cost. So every penny we make on that above cost will go to the Camp Bucko.
That's great.
So yeah, well, it's something we like to do, and it's a good thing. It's the right thing to do.
Well, I'm sure the community certainly appreciates it, especially since you're going to be in the new storage facility soon.
And we'll be having events there. In fact, we tell the people in the community if they, well, like for instance, during the elections last year, when the elections here in the city, we set up a large screen in our driveway at One Laird Drive, and we supported one of the local candidates, and we had about 100 people there, and we provided free hamburgers. And we had an election night party for he and his wife and family.
That was great.
Yeah, it was a fun thing. It was very fun.
Now, if someone, before I forget, if someone wants to get in contact with you, either to partner with you for an event or perhaps just to purchase your services, how would they do it? Well,
we have Twitter, we have Facebook, and we have, they can go to All Canadian stuff. Our website is website is Canadian
There you go.
dash or hyphen storage.com.
Okay, easy enough.
Yeah, it's real easy. And then you can find, I'm Hal Spradling, one of the owners, and my telephone is 24/7.
There
Always.
you go.
Everyone that knows me
any
knows
time of day or night, you can call Hal if you want to store
That's
your
right.
stuff.
You call, I answer.
All right.
Anytime.
You'll have to let me know after the show if there's some late night calls for you.
Oh, well, gosh, I had this one call. This was like when I was in Texas on vacation at Christmas, and a person calls and they were trying to get into the facility. And so I gave them the code, and they couldn't get in. I gave them the code against what all the facilities have keypads, so
Right.
it's all
Fair enough.
good security. So I finally got her in. I thought, boy, I'm glad that's over. And so then that was like 4 phone calls till we finally worked it out.
And what time was this?
This was like 3 in the morning.
Oh dear.
So
So not normal business hours.
Well, I said 24/7.
All right.
So then I get a call about 10 minutes later. Oh, there's a red lock on my door. Well, all Canadian, like all the people in North America, if you don't pay your rent, you have an overlock. Now we give a 7-day grace period.
Fair enough.
Okay, but this was like on the 20-something of the month. And well, I meant to pay it last week. Well, let me see. Last week it only been 15 days late. So anyhow, I'd finally gotten the person in, and now I find out. She says, "Well, is there any way you can take a credit card over the phone?"
At 3 in the morning.
For my cell phone in Texas. Probably not.
No. So
anyhow, but it's part of doing business.
absolutely.
And you have to be there to help people when they need it. I couldn't help that person because she hadn't helped herself. So
Healthcare is not the only profession that's 24 hours. Self-storage is as
there
well.
you go.
Now, you talked during the break a little bit about some other interesting things that you found in a storage locker.
Well, yeah, there's not near as many interesting things or as many treasures.
It's not like Storage Wars necessarily.
No, I would tend to think that maybe some of those are I think the term is seeded.
Ah.
You plant a little planting here
Well,
and there.
from 34 years of experience, you would know
Well, I'm
whether...
not saying that that's happening, but I think that I've seen hundreds of auctions, and some of those are pretty unique. In fact, nearly every one of them would be atypical, and well, but as I said earlier, I think it's a good show. I think it's well directed. I think the cast, it's very entertaining.
Well, there you go. And if even you can be entertained when it's your business.
Well, listen, if they really showed what was in a cross-section of what was in the units, the show wouldn't be on TV.
Fair enough.
It wouldn't be that entertaining.
So you found something interesting.
Oh yeah, I like it. You know, it's homework for all the employees.
There you go. You should watch Storage Wars. In the self-storage business, you need to watch it. Now, you were telling me during the break that you found a living creature.
Oh, well, yeah, this was a sad but happy ending.
That's good.
We heard this faint sound. Our facility at Laird in Millwood is a 150,000 square foot building.
Right.
You could put 3 football fields in there.
All right.
So we were hearing the people working there, the staff was hearing this faint sound, and we finally traced it to a unit.
Okay.
And then we decided it was a cat.
Oh no! Someone had stored their cat.
Well, yeah, and it turned out, well, without giving too many details here, we called the SPCA.
Fair enough.
And they came there, and so we retrieved the cat, and then they called the owner, and the owner related that the owner had lost their apartment and was coming there to feed the cat, feed and water it, but when the SPCA went in the unit, there was no food and water. So the SPA took the cat and charged the person, and like I said, that is very, very unusual, but I guess that's what...
But it has a happy ending.
Yeah, that's what people want to hear about, or unusual. They don't want to hear about people coming and storing their furniture every day.
I mean, that's everyday life, though.
But but as like I said, it was a happy ending.
That's good.
Yeah.
And the cat found a good home, I assume, after
that?
that?
I actually saw the officer. The officer lives in the neighborhood I live in, and I saw the officer a month or two later. He said, "Hey, it was really good of you to call us." I said, "Well, what we're going to do?" It was good of you to call us. I said, "Fine." And I said, "Well, what happened?" He said, "Oh, that cat went to live with yada, yada, yada." I don't know.
That's good.
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
It's a good home.
Maybe the cat can be famous. I mean, who knows?
Now, what's next for you guys? I mean, I know you have your big facility coming up, but what's the long-term plan?
Well, we are looking to do state-of-the-art or cutting-edge, real cutting-edge self-storage facilities that are user-friendly, and we're looking to do facilities that are in the right places. I mean, location is everything.
Very important.
So we have other locations we're working on currently. Right now, our main objective is to get the Western Road up and running.
Okay.
Because, one thing at a time. But we have other sites chosen that we're working on. And there'll be facilities that will have driveways in them. There'll be other amenities that our competition doesn't have, because we want to be the best. And as I've mentioned once or twice, part of being the best is having people there that are knowledgeable, that can help people, because most people haven't used self-storage before. So if they call us, we're gonna talk to the people. What do you have to store? And do you need boxes? Do you need a U-Haul truck? Do you need people to help you move? Whatever you need. I mean, do you need to move to another city? How long do you need this storage? Well, I only need it 2 or 3 weeks. Well, if you only need it 2 or 3 weeks, let us suggest our mobile storage. We have mobile self-storage, the first in Ontario to have mobile self-storage. And we bring our wooden containers, which are not made out of steel, no condensation.
Fair enough.
Wooden container will hold approximately 1 room of furniture. So this is frequently an inexpensive, easy, convenient way for people with short-term storage. We bring the container there, they load it, or we can supply moving help to load it. They put their lock on the door. They lock the door, they know it's secure. We come and pick the container up, take it to our heated, secure warehouse. It can sit there a week, a month, a year, whatever. And then when they're ready for it, we deliver it back to them. Now, what we've done is we've taken half the labor and half the wear and tear out of moving.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it much easier.
Exactly. If you're using conventional self-storage, you put it in a vehicle, take it to self-storage, offload it. Do the same thing reverse. This way we bring it to them. We've actually set containers on people's porches. Right on the porch, they walk out the front door, put it in the container, bam. How simple is that?
There you go. I mean, that's not far at all. I wouldn't mind moving if I had you.
There you go.
So to close out, do you have any advice maybe to people looking to get into the storage business, or maybe to people who are needing storage? Is there anything you'd like to close out with?
Well, people looking to get into the business, it's I guess what I've said over many, many years, it appears easy, but like any business, you have to know what you're doing. Right now, the big thing now in self-storage is the websites.
Right.
And
well,
because
web
the Yellow Pages are
go.
gone. They're kind of gone. They're still active to some degree, but the big thing is websites.
Okay.
And our website has a higher Google rating than any website in Canada.
Okay.
So unless you really have expertise in advertising, in marketing, in site location, in unit mix, in many software, many other things, I would suggest that you talk to people in the business, or you study it very carefully, because it's like anything else. You have to know what you're doing. And as far as users, with users, there's 2 big things. One is buy insurance. But I think the biggest thing for a user is visit the facility. There are a lot of facilities in the GTA and in North America that are really not where you'd want to store your goods. So before you obligate, we welcome people to come visit our facility. In fact, if they come visit the facility, we give them a coupon for 20 air miles.
There you go.
There you go.
Just for coming to see you.
Just to come in to walk in the door, hello.
All right.
So thank you again very much for the time to be on the air.
No, thank you very much for coming in. I received some
And I
great
want to
advice.
thank all of our users. We really appreciate your selecting All Canadian to be your storage source. And as I said, my number is 24/7. If you ever have a comment, good, bad, or indifferent, I'll listen.
Make
Thank
sure,
you.
especially at 3 in the morning. Well, thank you very much, Hal, for coming in, and I wish you the best of luck. Maybe we'll see you on your own Canadian Storage Wars very soon.
You never know.
You never know. All right, well, that was Hal and telling us all about the Canadian ways of self-storage. I'm Jasmine Bowen. You have been watching Remake TV. What's going on? Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.